All right, let's get started. My name's Sean Broxson, and today's webinar is Marketing for Services Company. This is the 5-step game plan that our services clients use to generate over $50,000 in new revenue each month, and they do it all without hiring a marketing agency. Before we get started, there is nothing to buy on this webinar today. We're not selling you anything. We're going to give you a ton of information for free. We're going to give you 5 different steps, a bunch of secrets that we use to help all of the service companies that we work with market. This is the same game plan that we use for everything from startup companies to Fortune 500 and even Fortune 50 companies over the last 15 years. And without too much background, I'm just going to dive in, give you guys a bunch of meat right off the start here. Okay, first of all, who this is for. I just want to make sure that everybody's in the right place. So if this is you, go ahead and type in the box yes. So are you somebody that's selling services in a services company that has tried and failed to drive new leads and revenue using marketing? Do you have a marketing program? Is it not going well? It's not driving the leads and revenue that you're looking for? Or are you somebody that's afraid to use marketing? You haven't started a marketing program. You're not sure about it. Maybe you don't have enough experience. Maybe you lack the knowledge to start. Maybe you're trying to figure it out. If this is you, type yes in the box on the right-hand side of the screen. Okay, let's go through what we're going to cover today. If you stick with me on this program, I'm going to make you a set of promises. I promise to show you how to start driving new leads and revenue immediately without hiring a marketing agency. And I'm going to go into this in greater detail later, but here's the ironic thing. I own a marketing agency. I am perfectly qualified to speak to this. I want to make sure that you don't just go out, default, hire a marketing agency and make mistakes. I'm going to help you not do that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 4 marketing strategies that you absolutely must know immediately, today, right now. You got to know a couple things. These are the basic building blocks of what we teach our clients and help our clients with every day. I'm going to give them to you for free right now on this call to help you out, get you started. Here's a big one. I'm going to tell you the truth about social media. There's a couple different types of social media. We're going to get into it later on the call. But I see this a lot. I see people wasting their time with social media. I'm going to tell you the truth about it. This one's really critical. I'm going to explain to you what advertising works for services companies without wasting your budget. I own an advertising agency. I own a marketing company. I've been running marketing programs for the better part of the last 15, almost 20 years. Finding out those 4 things that I'm going to promise to show you is going to be the basis for a successful marketing program and advertising program for your company. But there's one more thing. Most of all, and this is a mindset, this is a clarity thing, I promise to show you how to do all of this and start learning to feel empowered and knowledgeable about marketing. I have so many people that we work with that don't have a base of knowledge about marketing, and that's fine. You're running a business. You have a service you provide. You're busy providing that service. You're not a marketer. You're not a salesperson. You're not an advertising person. And there's a big disconnect there, and we see this all the time, that there's a lack of knowledge, a lack of empowerment, and people just feel really uncomfortable about marketing. We're going to help you change that. So I want to ask you a series of questions. Once again, use the chat box on the right-hand side to type yes or no or why, or if you need to put a comment in, put a comment in. These questions are going to help us determine if this is the right program for you and the right information for you. So the first question is, with your business right now, do you currently have a pipeline full of leads? I mean, do you have the lead pool that you need in order to generate the revenue that you want? Are you overwhelmed by it? Are you underwhelmed by it? But if you have a pipeline full of leads, type yes. If not, type no. Do you have a marketing program that gives you a great ROI, return on investment? Maybe a better question is, do you know the return on investment of your marketing program? Do you have a marketing program? If the answer is no, type in no. Do you currently have an advertising program that's generating leads, revenue, customers, everything you need on a consistent and predictable basis. And by the way, you're going to hear this a couple times during this presentation if you stick with me about consistent and predictable. It's a key to this. Think about that for a second. Does your advertising program, does your marketing program return a consistent and predictable amount of revenue, leads, customers that you're looking for? If it doesn't, type no. Okay, here's the good news, guys. If you answered no to any or all those questions, which I'm assuming most of you did, do not worry. You're in the right place. The reason that you answered no to this is because you don't have the right game plan. You don't know the secrets of marketing for services companies. You don't have a plan in place. And that's something we can help you with. During this program, I'm going to show you a bunch of secrets. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story first. For the better part of the last 15 years, I've been running marketing, advertising, and sales programs for services companies. That's been my focal point. That's been my life. I run an agency. I'm a business owner, probably just like yourself. I've been an executive in multiple companies on the services side. And what I found over the years is that all of the successful marketing programs for the successful companies that we've been a part of all share common traits. And so what I tried to do is I figured out recently, all right, how do we distill all those traits down into what we call the secrets, right? It's a fancy word for a game plan, for the steps of a game plan. And so what we've done is we've distilled those down, and what I want to do today is share some of those with you. I guarantee you, if you use some of these secrets I'm going to show you in the next, say, 20 minutes or so, we're going to walk through all of them and give you some examples. If you start to use these, you're going to start to see a better lead pool. You're going to start to get more inbound leads, more customers, better customers, the type of customers that you really want to work with, and start to generate leads and revenue on a consistent and predictable basis. And once you do that, think about how much better your business life, not just your business life, but just your personal life. Because I know I'm probably just like you in that when work's going well, the rest of the life seems to kind of fall in place a little bit, doesn't it? When my company or the companies I'm involved with or my clients are making money and we're being successful, there's no downward pressure. I'm not aggravated. I'm not frustrated. My friends can't see that. I'm happy. Success equals happiness. So let's start working towards that. Let's take the next steps. Once you know these secrets, you're going to be able to build a pipeline full of leads. You're going to get a great return on investment from your marketing activities. Remember, some of you probably didn't even know your return on investment. We'll get to that in a little bit. You're going to have a great advertising program that generates revenue on a consistent, predictable basis. But most of all, and here's a key, you're going to have clarity into marketing. You're going to feel empowered with your marketing. You'll have knowledge, you'll have understanding. And most of all, you're going to be ready for success. Remember what I just said about that? Success equals happiness. That's what we have to strive towards. And we're here to help you do it. All right, who's this ugly guy? We don't usually lead off with anything, hey, this is us, and, tooting our own horn. I like to get into the meat and potatoes of the actual webinar, but this is the guy you've been listening to for the last few minutes or so, and I appreciate it. My name's Sean Broxson. I'm a 20-year veteran of marketing, advertising, and sales companies in the Washington, D.C. area. I've worked with companies all over the United States and even ran international advertising for internet company for a couple of years as well. I'm an expert in marketing consulting and advertising. I currently advise about 6 to 8 different companies. We have generated millions of dollars worth of revenue for our services companies. Okay, so let me tell you a little story about some of my experience. I was hired probably almost a decade ago to develop a marketing and advertising program for a services company. They're in the Washington, D.C. area. When I got there, there was no program. There was a bunch of random activities that the principals of the company and a couple sales guys had been doing. They went to shows and they spent some money on parties and they bought a little bit of Google AdWords and spent some money here and there. Over the next 5 years, I used my expertise and the expertise of the team that I developed to create a marketing program. This company went from $1.6 million in revenue to almost $50 million worth of revenue when I left. They sold to KPMG. And it's an incredible success story in their industry. But what happened during that period of time is I developed a game plan. I experimented. I figured out what worked, what didn't work. And now I have all those lessons, and now I want to share those lessons with other people. As a consultant, I've been doing it with my clients for the last few years. At 1560, the company that I own, we do this with corporate clients all the time. But I was missing a different part of the market. And I was looking for an opportunity to share these secrets with other people, to more people, to make more people successful. And this is my opportunity. Okay, but enough about me. Let's get into the steps that I want to show you, the secrets that I want to show you. Here's the first one. Do not hire an agency. But let me tell you something. I own one. I know who my best customers are. I tell people all the time, do not default and just say, oh, the way to solve my marketing problems, my advertising problems, my sales problems is to go outside and hire an agency. Of all the people that is talking to you about this, I am perfectly qualified to tell you when to and not to hire an agency. Why not? Agencies love shiny things. I don't think it's just agencies, right? I think we all do. I do. I'm an agency guy. We love ads. We love creative. We love videos. We love websites. We love things that show well, that look good, that people react to. Oohs, ahs, emotional. They bring out emotional senses and get you riled up or make you not like something, right? They love things that get a reaction. Shiny things show well. Agencies have to sell themselves by building a portfolio of work. The more shiny things they build, the more shiny things they can show off. The more shiny things that they can show off, the more clients they can get. And look, I'm not telling you that shiny things are not important. Websites are important. Landing pages are important. Ads are important. Creative's important. But here's the secret. As an agency owner, I like shiny things. But as a business owner, I love driving revenue. Think about that for a second. I want that to set in. There's things that look good, and there's things that make money. And the secret I'm going to tell you right now is that agencies oftentimes don't know the difference because they don't have your best interests at heart. They have their best interests. And I don't fault them for this. Look, it's what we do. In order for me to get more business with my agency, I need to have shiny things. And I can tell you, I'll show you an example in just a few minutes here. It can be a struggle sometimes because we're results focused at my agency, but we also have to show well. Remember this part. Agencies like stuff that shows well. But as a business owner, I love driving revenue, and they're different. Okay, so this is a really interesting example. I wanted to show you guys this. So I go and give presentations all the time. And so this is an example of a presentation I gave the other day. I'm going to show you 2 slides here, right? This will show you the difference. Some of you might have seen this advertising because we actually use it online, but this is just a great example, right? So this is one of our agency partners came up with this little ad campaign. We use it for SEO. We use it for some of the stuff that you guys may have seen. Great campaign. It shows well, cartoons, it resonates, it's beautiful, like it shines. But what I'm showing you here, other than some of the work that I've done internally with it, it's never made $1 for any client. It's really just a mock-up. Every time I show it to people in a slide, they love it. They love the little guy, they love the question marks. They love the complexity of, here, I can actually show you here. They love the complexity of this. This actually turns into an SEO, almost looks like a train motif. And then they love this guy, right? And they're trying to figure out this, and you know, and it looks great. The colors are wonderful. Then I show this page. Whoa, lots of numbers. Lots of numbers, lots of metrics, overwhelming. Where do you look? What do you look at? How do I figure this out? That's a lot more fun, right? We love the shiny things. Let me tell you a secret. What you're looking at here is a mock-up of some advertising that we rarely use. I use it a little bit testing it out. You might have seen it on Facebook. I don't know that we've ever made $1 off of it. This is the metrics off of one of our most successful campaigns that we ever had on AdWords. Our client spent less than $2,000, $1,650.87 in change. This campaign generated almost $30,000 worth of revenue. That's a 200% return on investment. No downside, very little risk. Shiny, driving revenue. We clear? Awesome. Okay, just to sum up. Marketing agencies, reminder, once again, I have one, are creative to a fault. They love creativity. They thrive on it. That's why they're great at it. They also have a ton of ideas. They're great about ideas, but they also use them to push onto their customers. I've seen it time and time again, where somebody in the office has a great idea and then they look for a customer to push it onto. You have to be careful of that. And they need to create shiny objects to show off. And sometimes that's not in your interest. Sometimes you're the next customer up and they need to create something. Maybe look at a new technology. Maybe just try some different creative. Maybe they're just bored with stuff and they don't have your interest at heart. And here's the part that really bothers me. Your typical marketing agency is not responsible for results. You are. They're not judged on performance. You are. And they're not interested in boring. You shouldn't care. You care about results and performance. And boring is irrelevant. All right, so what do we do about this? It's a slogan that I coined with our marketing teams a couple of years back. I tried to get them to understand this. You have to understand that we own our marketing. Marketing's a field and advertising's a field where we oftentimes outsource a lot of stuff, right? You get a vendor do some of your advertising work. You get a vendor to do events for you, and you get people to do creative work for you, and somebody else does the website. We outsource so much stuff in marketing. But for you, as somebody that's on this call right now, that's interested in this, that has chosen to be here right now, you have to understand you have to own your marketing. It's your responsibility. People will help you. I'll help you. Firms will help you. But at the end of the day, I need you to own your marketing, understand it, have that empowerment we talked about earlier, have an understanding and a baseline of knowledge. And that's what we're going to help you with. Okay, the next step here, the next secret I want to share with you is a discussion about brand versus revenue. Okay. So why is this important? Well, it's important because we have to make choices, right? Like anything in business, it's a trade-off. It's a choice. Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I spend money on this? Do I invest in that? Marketing is all about choices. What people do I hire? What advertising do I buy? What event do I go to? Where do I spend my money? For me, and the marketing teams that we've had success with, there's one huge thing in common. It's that they understand the difference between spending money, time, resources on brand versus spending money, time, or resources on generating revenue. And the biggest secret here is recognizing the difference. I'm going to tell you a story. It's an amazing story. Now, this is not the best looking slide, but I wanted to get every bullet point on here because I'm going to tell you the story while you digest everything on the slide. And I know it's not the most beautiful slide, but I want to get it all in one slide. A little pet peeve here. All right. So I was brought in as a point person, as a consultant, to analyze the marketing program for a prominent and fast-growing cybersecurity company. Most of you have probably heard of them. So here's the interesting thing. I came in to look at their marketing program. They had a marketing team. Team was doing great. Great people, awesome company, great product, great service. Incredible group of people. They were spending $1 million a year on marketing. Awesome, right? Fantastic. So as I started to dig in, I started to find out they were making $1 million a year from marketing activities. Okay, I hope all of you are shaking your head, because that's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's breaking even. We don't break even in marketing. That's not our job. We fail when we break even. And the marketing team didn't really understand that, because the reason being is because they had self-preservation. They were making enough to pay for themselves. But as a business owner, you know that that doesn't cut it. As a consultant coming in to make it better, that definitely doesn't cut it from my perspective, right? Okay, so here's what we did. We did a very simple exercise with them. We worked with the marketing team and the executives, and we separated the marketing activities into 2 different categories. What generated revenue, and everything else was brand. And I'm going to restate that in a second. I want you to think about it. It's the easiest way to form this baseline. So we did a couple-month test. We eliminated all the brand activities. And by the way, that upset people. People like brand activities. They're easy. They're fun. They have golf tournaments. We've had clients that skin NASCAR cars. Like a NASCAR racer, put their logo on that. Getting your name out there. Spending money on parties. Man, that's some fun stuff. We eliminated all their brand activities, and we shifted the remaining budget into nothing but revenue generation. And we were strict. Every single week, we would have a meeting, and if you did not generate revenue with an activity, you didn't do it. We quadrupled the revenue from their marketing activities in a matter of months. They went from breaking even to a 400 times ROI. Spent the same amount of money. We didn't fire anybody. We didn't change management. We didn't do anything else. We just simply looked at the activities that they were doing, and they were doing them all well. We didn't have to do anything new. We just simply put money into the areas that generated revenue and had the team understand the difference between branding and the difference in revenue generation. All right, are you guys ready to do the same? Let's do it. Let's do a quick exercise. Get a sheet of paper. If you don't have a sheet of paper handy, throw on Evernote or Word doc, whatever you got. You can listen to me in the background. I'm not going to change slides. So feel free. Pull up a Word doc, get your phone, scratch pad, piece of paper, write on your hand. It will only take a couple minutes here. Here's what I want you to do. On the left side of the paper, write revenue. That's going to be a column. On the other side of the paper, right brand. What I want you to do is start listing all of your current marketing activities, marketing, advertising. This could be in-cap advertising, search, SEO, any type of display, print, if you buy billboards, anything you do event-wise, trade shows, events, conferences, anything you do, social media, whatever you do, what you consider to be marketing, which should also encompass advertising as well. Start listing those in one column or the other. If you can't decide where it falls, we'll just put it at the bottom. But let me give you a hint. The easiest way to figure this out, and this is the secret, is look at that activity and ask yourself, does that activity directly generate revenue for my company? If the answer is yes, it's revenue generating. If the answer is no, just throw in brand. Sorry, brand, I'm not all that picky with brand, as you'll find. What I care about is revenue generating. Go ahead and take a couple seconds to do that. I'll give you guys a little bit of time. My voice is going a little bit. Thanks for bearing with me. You guys have been awesome. I love going through these exercises. So what I want you to do is go through this exercise. We'll take another 30 seconds or so. Okay. All right, after this, I want you to take a picture of your sheet. Use your phone, take a picture of it, or save a copy if you happen to do it on the computer, or whatever the best way to save it. Go ahead and save that. Keep it for me. I want to see this at some point. We're going to use it to help you out later. All right, that was the homework assignment. So now I want everybody to take a deep breath. And more importantly, I want to congratulate everybody on the call. You now have a sense of clarity. You've just gone through an exercise that probably 75% of my clients, when they first come to us, have no idea the difference. And you now have clarity and understanding of a big chunk of marketing. And we've only been doing this for 30 minutes. Listen, it's awesome. And if you're really confused right now, that's okay. We're going to work on that too. So our last step, our last secret, is actually your secret weapon. It's advertising. And I know a lot of people that are in services companies, they throw away advertising. They say it's for product companies. It's for companies that are selling beer or cars or widgets or anything, right? No, but it doesn't sell services. They're wrong. We've proven them wrong time and time again. I've been successful building advertising programs and marketing programs based on advertising for services companies. My clients have been successful. All of the companies that we consult with have been successful. It's not easy. It's much harder. I used to joke with friends of mine that in retirement, I'd love to be an advertiser in the product marketing world. I'd love to work for Budweiser and not have to worry about it. I would just put out commercials, not have to worry about a great return on investment or people looking at my numbers. I would just make shiny commercials. Sound familiar? But with a services company, we have to concentrate on the ROI, on generating revenue. I think we've already established that. But that doesn't get rid of advertising as one of our weapons. In fact, it opens up a huge opportunity for us. And you know why? Because nobody else is doing it. If you have a product, every single other company that you're facing that is your competitor is advertising. If you have a service, only a small percentage of them are. That's a huge opportunity. Remember what I said before about consistent and predictable? Yeah, I told you you'd hear it again. Advertising is your best path to creating consistent and predictable pipeline of leads and revenue. So most of the secrets are positive. This one's a little bit negative. Advertising is complicated. It's complex. There's a lot to it. It's specialized. It's hard. It takes patience. It's frustrating. Trust me, I've been in the business for so many years. Even though it's our secret weapon, doesn't mean it's easy. Go back to social media. Nothing of value in business at this level is easy. To be successful advertising, you have to have a good offer. You have to have good messaging, great messaging, good creative. Maybe not great creative, but good creative. You have to have a platform. You have to be able to support it technically. You have to place it. You have to have an ad platform or outsource it. You have to do a ton of testing, and this is one of the things that we work with all of our clients to help them understand, minimize this, but you have to test things. You have to figure out what works and what doesn't work. You have to understand the analytics, the numbers behind it, because then that is what drives your next campaign and the tweaks and trying to get it right. But when you get it right, it's incredible. But even before that, you have to figure out, where do I advertise and how much money do I spend on it? I mean, usually that's the stopping point for most people in services companies. That's the non-starter. Where do I advertise? How do I figure it out? How much do I spend? How much do I budget? Like I said, advertising is complicated. But it's an incredible opportunity because it's complicated. If it was easy, just like social media, everybody would be doing it. But because it's complicated, because it's complex, because it's hard, it creates a little bit of a barrier to entry. And it gives us a great opportunity for you to jump ahead of your competition. Do you have any idea the results that you can achieve with advertising? You ever thought about it? Do you even know the numbers? I'll show you one. This is a really simple landing page. It's a IT services company. Basic services, nothing fancy. We worked with them and built an advertising campaign that drives leads. From the leads go to the sales team. Sales team then turns them into customers. This simple landing page, simple advertising campaign's actually through Google AdWords. The current return on investment on this is a little bit over 8 times, 800%. For every $1 that we put into the campaign, the customer gets $8 back. They currently spend approximately $100,000 a month. Do the math there. If I can help you turn $1 into $8, what would this mean to your company? Think about it. If we had a way to get rid of all the activities that you were losing money on and then take all the money that you were spending and you wanted to spend and could spend in marketing and advertising, in return, $8, even $4. It's like printing money, right? What would that mean to your company? What would that mean to the stability of the company? Your employees, the other people around you? You know, more importantly, and we touched on this earlier, what would this mean to you? I struggled in marketing for a long time. I struggled in advertising for a while. It's tough. The average marketer in a technology-focused services firm, I heard one time, lasts 14 months. I lasted 5 years in 2 different companies. Proud of that. It's brutal. It's a lot of trial and error. Learned on the job, but I learned the secrets. I tell you what, though, when I got it right, it changed my life. I'm now confident I'm able to drive revenue for companies. I drive revenue for my own company. I help other companies do it. We have successful clients. We have happy clients. We have clients that love us, that trust us with their marketing, with their advertising. We're successful. And I want you guys to be successful. That's why we're doing this today. Okay, so today I showed you that marketing agencies have priorities that are not in your best interests. They're like shiny things. I showed you that there's a difference between brand and revenue generation. I showed you the truth about social media. We talked about automating your free social media. We talked a little bit about advertising and how it is a secret weapon for services companies. Now you have a choice. This can just be another webinar. You can take the information that I gave you today, you can forget all about it. But if you do that, you're going to be stuck. Your marketing's not going to advance. You're still going to continue to struggle to drive leads and revenue. Your business will not continue to grow. You'll continue to struggle until everything collapses on top of you. But you came here for a reason. You answered the ad for a reason. You stuck around during this webinar for a reason. You came here because you're tired of the status quo. You're tired of the fact that your marketing is not successful. You want to make a change. You want us to help you make a change. You want to have a pipeline full of leads. You want to have consistent, predictable revenue. You want to know where the next dollar is coming from. And you want to know that every dollar that you put into your marketing and advertising programs, you're going to get a multiple. A lot like the ones that I just showed you earlier. You don't want to break even. Remember that company we talked about earlier? That's break even. You want 4 times, 8 times, 12 times, 20 times multiples on your marketing program. And you want to do it all while being empowered. If that's what you want, then here's what I have to offer you. So my team and I have set aside some time in the next couple of weeks to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas and other ideas that we have to develop a successful marketing program for your business. Now, the cost is absolutely free, but there's a catch. This isn't for everybody. Before you just sign up, I want you to think about this. We want to work for people that own services companies, or you run marketing or advertising for a services company. And it has to be a real company. You have to deliver real value, real services to your customers. You also must be absolutely committed to creating a successful marketing program. If you just want to dip your toe in, it's probably not for you. If this is for you, on this call, what we're going to do is we're going to help you get clarity into your marketing and show you the exact steps that you need to achieve your marketing goals. We'll help you get from point A to point B and be successful. If you want us to help you, and if we think that you're a good fit, we'd like to invite you to become one of the new clients we take on this month. Spaces are limited. If you'd like to book a call with us, here's the URL. There's also a button in the right-hand corner of the application here. Book a call. It's a scheduling app. Click that. Thanks for the time today. Appreciate you guys listening. It's been a wonderful time. Always a pleasure to talk marketing, advertising with everybody. I wish everybody success. Think about it for a minute. If it's for you, book a call.